Hello and welcome to Advertisers Watching Ads. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, and this is a weekly show where brands watch other brands' ads and discuss what's good and bad about them. We're brought to you as usual by Contagious, who have helped us choose the ad this week. So please go and check those guys out after the show. But before we get to this week's ad, let's meet this week's very special guest.
Hi, Tom. I'm Scott Grenz. Up until June, I was the global head of media for GSK, based in the US.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's watch this week's ads.
I feel like she doesn't want me to touch her.
Of course I do.
Then why didn't you respond last night?
I wasn't in the mood.
Why don't we try something now?
I can't feel anything. You're doing it wrong.
Touch me now. I close my eyes and dream away. It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been.
So, Scott, what was your initial reaction to that ad when you saw it?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was very entertaining, funny. I love the casting. Both of the characters in there, I think, were really kind of spot on. Always love the use of, humor in advertising. Obviously, there's a bit of risk in there, but I think this was used quite effectively.
Maybe I'm missing something here, but they used Siri as a kind of a protagonist within the ads. I'm sure that wasn't Siri's voice, but they got it pretty close, and they certainly had the wobbly lines, and that for me is a distinctive brand asset. How have they managed to get away with that?
Yeah, actually, Tom, I did a little bit of research. I knew we were going to be looking at this ad. It is the actual voice of Siri. Her name is Susan Bennett. How they were able to pull that off, I guess, is a question for the agency, but it is, in fact, the original voice of Siri. I kind of did a little bit of research on this campaign and this ad, was that it was, pretty successful. In fact, I mentioned it won a PR Week Gold Award in 2020. It actually, when it aired, HP's growth went up 8 points, while Apple's at the same time went down 2.5 points. 300x purchase intent. Plus 25% in consideration, plus 44% consider switching to HP from Apple, and to kind of reinforce the effect of the comedy in this one as well. Plus 59 points in HP's perception as cool and trend-setting. So the effectiveness, kind of measure really ticks the box for me. And I know it's easy to kind of, in retrospect, say, yeah, this ad was effective versus this thing is going on the air and how do I feel about it? Two different things. But in retrospect, this ad did its job, it looks like.
But if I've got a thumb swiping option to, see all kinds of exciting
for sure
content, is this ad going to cut it on contemporary channels?
If this was something that, I was called in and asked to, give a media perspective on, it's like, what is the, what's the TikTok version of this? What's the, skip ad version of this? That, where's the branding within the first couple of seconds kind of thing? And this really, doesn't pay off until the end. You don't even see the product until the end. I mean, you're looking at basically, an Apple right up until the last few seconds of the ad. You have to hang in there for the payoff, and it might not play.
What can brands be learning from this ad?
I still kind of believe is that, when it's done the right way, I think humor, for me anyway, as a human being, I think, humor is something that really kind of hooks me in and grabs me personally. I'm not the guy that likes to be moved emotionally. I'd rather have a laugh when I'm watching TV, and, kind of balance of, entertainment engagement and making sure that you have the right points landing about the product with consumers. So I think that's, to me, I think is one big learning. And I think when you look at, kind of some of the numbers that I quoted earlier, it can be effective. It can work if it's done correctly. But I do think as well, I think that you take a risk when you're running one joke through, over 30 seconds of time, and don't get to, the product that you're selling until the very end of the spot. The subject matter of your humor might not resonate with everybody, and you do always run the risk of turning somebody off, especially in this day and age.
So, Scott, unfortunately, we're at the end of the episode. I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to get you to vote on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not very good, 5 being very good, how good you think this ad is with your fingers.
Okay, great.
1, 2, 3. That's a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
A 5 out of 5 ad from Scott Grenz. Thank you so much for your time.